I didn't get to play Kirby in the Forgotten Land back on the previous Switch because I tried the demo and I found it to be incredibly boring. And you might think I was judging the game too harshly based on a demo, and you would be partially right. However, I played demos for other games that were so good, they convinced me to purchase those titles. So now with the Switch 2 version of Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Star-Crossed World, I decided to give it a try and share some thoughts about this experience. One of the things I enjoyed about this game so far is the level design. We've seen so many video games that take place within a post-apocalyptic world, but we've never really seen one with a more innocent and relaxing vibe like we do in Kirby. There's quite a bit of variety in the sections and levels here, from ruined city buildings, an abandoned mall, a carnival, beach-like areas, snow, etc. There may not be much in terms of dialogue or character sounds, but the music and the bright colors that you will experience from each level really helps to create a relaxing atmosphere and can definitely keep you a bit distracted from the world outside your window, especially when going through something personal. The lack of any voice dialogue or important sounds also means that if you want to multitask with your favorite streaming series on the side, it's definitely possible without you missing anything super important. Now, as a Kirby game, you do have some platforming to do, but none to the same extent as what you will find in Super Mario. Kirby's classic flying ability is not perfect, but it is helpful if you fall off the level and you want to try to fly back up without losing any of your extra damage to your health. Of course, you also have Kirby's ability to absorb enemies with power-ups so that you can obtain these power-ups for your own use. There is a mix of both classic and new abilities that you can also use, and you can complete optional side activities that will earn you resources that you can use to upgrade these abilities, given that you also found the corresponding blueprint to have these upgrades available. And some of these upgrades are very powerful that can help you get through the game a little bit quicker than the normal pacing. One of my favorite abilities so far is the Ranger ability, which gives Kirby a freaking gun to shoot your enemies with. Kirby has gone John Wick mode and it's pretty cool. Now, when it comes to comparing this version of the game to the Switch 1 version of the game, I don't really know how much of a big difference it is when it comes to visuals and performance, but Kirby does move very smoothly here and feels 100% responsive most of the time. Sometimes he might feel like 95% responsive to your controls, and it's definitely important here, especially for a game like this. And as I mentioned earlier, the game is visually stunning with the art style and the bright colors. Now, the biggest game mechanic with the Forgotten Land is the mouthful mode, as you may know, which is used by Kirby to kind of change his size and shape based on these different items that he's unable to fully swallow, like a car or a staircase and even a light bulb. And these are used for certain puzzles or certain sections of the level that you need to make it through, and that's pretty cool. Now, there is some variety with these mouthful mode power-ups, but not too many, so you will see some get reused over and over again, but they may be used in different types of puzzles or activities, so at least that helps keep it a little bit fresh when you go through this game. Now, if you're like me who's expecting to breeze through the game as quickly as possible, you may have some trouble doing that because with the main story, you are required to save as many of these Waddle Dees as possible throughout each level that you explore. And it's important that you do so because having saved enough Waddle Dees will then unlock the gate for the final boss of each section that you are going through, and you have to obviously beat each boss to go to the next section. So if you don't save enough Waddle Dees to unlock the boss fight, you may have to replay your previous levels just to find more Waddle Dees to save so you can go to the next boss fight. Upon saving these Waddle Dees, they will return back to their little town, and you can visit this town anytime you want, and it'll give you various options, and more options will unlock as you save more Waddle Dees. These are options like a home for Kirby to sleep and regain health, the workshop to upgrade your abilities, and there's even a Coliseum mode where you can battle various enemies and bosses and potentially unlock even stronger power-ups for your abilities, and even some secret ones as well. Now, with this version of the game, the big selling point is the included DLC of the Star-Crossed world, which is really more of a remix of some story missions that will change the levels using ice and crystal themes, and it will also change the layout of the level with some new power-ups, different enemies, and just the way you have to explore the level and which route you can take to complete these levels. Of course, there will be new puzzles and collectibles to find in these new remix levels, which is really cool, but I would have rather seen just brand new worlds and brand new levels to explore instead of just remixing some levels that already exist. Now, I haven't put in too much time into the Star-Crossed DLC, so there may be brand new levels that I'm not aware of yet, and I'm going to keep playing the game to experience it for myself. Thankfully, however, these remix levels don't feel lazy or cheaply done. They actually did put some work and effort into these remixes. This expansion also has brand new mouthful modes for Kirby to use, which will then be used for new puzzles and new strategies for those sections of the game that you will use it. And that's another nice touch, that they managed to add new mouthful modes for the game, for the DLC, and not just keep everything the same as it was for the base game. So that's pretty cool. Kirby and the Forgotten Land may not be my all-time favorite 3D platformer, but it's definitely a relaxing and fun time to have here, and it may even be a very therapeutic experience for you, and I definitely recommend you give it a try if you have a Nintendo Switch 2 and didn't play the previous version. But if you did play the previous version and you still have a copy, don't buy a brand new copy of the game. Just pay 20 bucks for the DLC and experience that for yourself. Now, I know this review was very late, and I'm sorry for my delay in getting this review out. I've been going through a lot of stuff, and that's why this game has helped me with its little therapeutic experience. But let me know in the comments, what do you think about Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Star-Crossed World, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as I will be trying my best to bring more videos out, and it'll make me feel better if you do. I'm Anthony Olan, and I'll see you guys on the next one.